Welcome to Stecker Studios. In this episode, we refine our pinch pot. Here's our pinch pot from last time, and it's dried almost leather hard. We can still see it has a little bit of divots and a little bit of bumps that we want to smooth out today, and we also want to fix the rockiness of the bottom so it sits flat on the table. Let's go ahead and fix that first, because we want a cup that's not going to tip over. So we're just going to lightly tap the bottom on the table to flatten it out. We don't want to smush the bottom or make the bottom too bottom heavy, but we do want it to sit a little bit flat so it's not going to tip over. We're also going to tap the rim on the table a little bit to flatten that out as well, and get rid of some of the bumps there. We can kind of just go back and gently massage the edges of it and make sure we removed any bumps and made it as even as we can. So to remove all the bumps, we're going to use a rib tool, and we have a variety of them here. So let me just show you a few of these. This blue one is a flexible rubber rib tool. It's pretty soft. We have a firm wooden one, and then we have these flexible metal ones. This one has serrated edges, and this one has some flat edges and can shape to the size and shape of your pot. Now here's some that we made from some discarded gift cards. They're very flexible and they do a very good job cleaning up your pot. So let's begin. We're going to hold our pot firmly in our hand and provide some support. And we're basically going to take the rubber rib tool and rub it down the side of our pot. And what it's doing is dragging some of the clay to relieve or remove some of the bumps, but also filling in some of the crevices as well. So take your time and rub gently over the side of your pot in order to smooth it out. And you might notice from time to time that a little bit of buildup on the rib tool itself, so just kind of remove that clay so you don't make a mess. And here's our plastic rib tool that we made. It also does a fantastic job removing the bumps and divots, and it shapes very well to the side of your pot so you can really match the curves as you go around. So just take your time, go over each and every side of the pots and smooth out as many of the bumps and crevices as you can. So along the bottom edge of the pot, I'm going to bend and use the rib tool to try to smooth it out, but also kind of refine the shape of it so that it's nice and even and has the same curve going all the way around. Now I'm going to start to smooth out the inside and also clean up around the rim. So sometimes reaching inside the pot can be a little tricky. Using a wooden sculpting tool like this can be very helpful. It has a nice smooth curved end which kind of mimics the shape of your finger, which is really good for reaching down inside of a pot and smoothing out the interior of it. So now I'm going to go around one more time with the rib tool, going around the rim to try to clean up the rim and make it nice and smooth. Keep in mind that when you're using a cup, you really don't want the rim of the cup to be sharp or jagged or rough, since our mouth is pretty sensitive and it would make it really unpleasant to use. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish cleaning up my work using a damp sponge. I've squeezed most of the water out of the sponge so not to over wet my clay. And I'm going to rub over any imperfections that I come across to finish smoothing everything out. I'm going to pay special attention to the rim, again making sure that the rim is nice and smooth and even. And just keep in mind, if you over wet your clay, there is a chance of releasing extra grog, that's the sand that's in clay. And if we over wet it, we might end up releasing a little too much and making it a little bit rougher. So use the water sparingly and try to make sure you squeeze most of the water out of your sponge when you're using it. Now that my work is done, I can go back and make sure I scratch my name and class period number into my work so that we know who it belongs to later. If you just try to use pencil lead, that will burn off in the kiln, so we need to make sure we leave an impression and kind of carve our names in so that it's lasting. Next, we'll add a pattern to the side of our pot for decoration.